Hey guys, it's Lennon. Today I am kicking off Witch's Black Lent, okay, and letting you know a little bit about it. Witch's Black Lent has been a project, a Lenten project that was coined by Jasmyne Ambrosia and Trish at Beanbag Hagwag. I will leave both their channel links below, plus Jasmyne's video explaining a little bit about what Black Lent really is. It's basically like we're going down the Lenten feast instead of a fast. We each choose a sin to work with in a subversive way, maybe even possibly an inverse way, okay? I participated last year. I'll leave that video for you below. I chose greed last year and it was a pretty profound experience. It's just a way for us to get back in touch with what sin and virtue actually are, and how peoples of power have implemented these concepts onto human frailty, the human condition, human nature, and how most of these things could send us into the pits of hell, even though most of these sins come very naturally to us. And the virtues, I would argue that the virtues do as well. So anyway, check out the resources below, but I'm going to kick it off here with this video to tell you that the sin that I'm choosing this year is gluttony, okay? Now, gluttony, I chose it because it's an overindulgence, okay? So it's about overindulgence, but it's really, this whole Black Lent, the Witch's Black Lent, is about witchcraft. It's about ritual, and it's about doing things in the craft through this subversion, through this sin, and also to get back in touch with Dante's Inferno and the circles of hell. And I always tend to use my sin as a way to study up on the circles of hell a little bit more, even though it's been a high love of study for me for like my whole adult life, okay? Dante, but anyways, more of that in the video, my video from last year. I made like one video for the whole 6 weeks. I just kind of like made it a vlog. But this year, because I'm co-hosting with Jasmyne and Trish and Lorelai at Blade and Broom and Abby over at Abby the Witch, I'm co-hosting, so I will be doing a short video or a shorts video or possibly even a community post planted every single week for the duration of the Witch's Black Lent. So this year, I'll leave a picture probably for you below of what each week is, but just to give you a rundown, this is the first week. We're just kind of talking about our sin, researching it a little bit and stuff like that. And that's what I've been doing. And I really want to use this week to dive into the third circle of hell, which is gluttony, Beelzebub, possibly even, I was told in a live stream that I did with Jasmyne about like the Witch's Black Lent, like startup. In that live, one of Jasmyne's subscribers was talking about the consort of Beelzebub, and I was like, oh, okay. So I might go into a Prince and Princesses of Hell study session. That should be fun. I think it's Astaroth. Is it Astaroth? Is Beelzebub's consort? Anyway, I'm sure someone will tell me, but I'm going to research that. The third circle of hell is also where we see one of the many beasts that's present in Dante's Inferno, and that is Cerberus, okay? So I'm going to be researching a little bit about Cerberus and muck and mud, overindulgence, what that means. What's the significance of the icy rain that they're getting, you know, because every circle of hell, there's a certain punishment, right? So I love that concept as well. But anyway, I'm going to do a deep dive into the sin itself this week. And then you make poems, you do effigies, you can conduct a spell or an elaborate ritual, you do some reflections, meditations, visualizations. You can just do whatever you want, and I've got a lot of good ideas for this year. So anyway, back to gluttony. Gluttony is the sin I chose, and I'm going at it by eating the world to become the world. And I'm using this as a way to dip my toe into the sludge, into the muck of the world, and possibly even eat it in this voracious way. Also, to tell myself, yes, last year with greed, that had a lot to do with it. A lot of these sins can, they can overlap. But last year's felt really good because it was about telling myself yes, that what I deserve, yada, yada, yada. You know, when I would self-sacrifice, what was the purpose of the self-sacrifice? And that was really profound. That was really cool because I was able to talk myself into things that I normally would have talked myself out of. And you don't really see it going the other way, you know, like usually you have to talk yourself out of things, but I was able to talk myself into everything. I also like to coincide my sin with my word of the year. Last year's word of the year was effervescent, very fizzy, very colorful, right? And so using greed really got me in touch with the word effervescent, in that saying yes way. And then this year, my word of the year is surreal. I've already got lots of plans in my personal like craft and my personal life to use surreality in very cool ways. I reread at the beginning of this year, actually, I reread the Surrealist Manifesto. I piggybacked off that and read a couple of other streams of consciousness books, like André Breton. Another work by André Breton is The Magnetic Fields that he co-wrote. It was like a very stream of consciousness, surreal book. And then, of course, Clarice Lispector is my favorite. And then I also am going to dive in a little bit to House of Incest by Anais Nin. That should be interesting, okay? Her writing style is very surreal, so I'm looking forward to that. But I'm going to use gluttony as a foot into that door. And I've got a lot of ideas for the poetry structure and the effigy that I want to do. Instead of doing an effigy, I might do something else. I don't know. I want to kind of change it up. Last year I stuck very close to the rules, but this year I want to kind of change it up and really make it my own a little bit. And so that's that. I think also, instead of a video every week, I'm going to do a video every week, but the 6th week, the final week, is going to be like, I think I'll upload it a week after the 5th week. So I'll technically skip a week because I want to use that like 2-week span to really reflect. And then I want to do my closing ritual on the full moon of April. So that's on the 13th. So I'll do that big ritual on the full moon, and then possibly like tell you about it in that video that would come out that Friday after that. And that's another thing. All of my videos are going to come out on Fridays instead of Wednesdays, because Wednesdays are like my witchy wisdom videos kind of thing. And I don't really want my regular programming schedule to go out of whack, just for my own benefit, okay? So all my Witches Black Lent videos will come out on like consecutive Fridays, which actually all of them, the ones that I'll be like talking about in terms of like poetry, effigies and all that stuff, will coincide with moon phases that we will actively work with for those projects. So that works out too. I think the new moon is like the day I'll upload this will be the new moon of March. So that'll be like my beginning ritual. So that night of the new moon, I will officially start the Lenten feast. Okay. And then we are going to culminate, all of us, the 2 hosts and all of us co-hosts will be present for another live on Jasmyne's channel called the Feast of Fiends, and a date to be announced. But that's sometime at the end of April to round up the Witches Black Lent. So for late winter and early spring, going into this transitional liminal time, we're really diving into the last bit of darkness of the year, and it's always such a good experience. So I'm excited. So be on the lookout for some Witches Black Lent material from moi, and if you want, click the tag Witches Black Lent for all kinds of other, creators and collaborators that want to participate. There were so many people last year that participated, and they did some really good work. So if you want to go and check out other creators that are participating this year or even last year, please check the tag, okay? And I hope everyone's having a magical, blasphemous day, okay?